So today we are comfy, we are cozy. Welcome to episode 4 of the Identity Crisis podcast. I'm your host, Drish. Happy Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, any day of the any day of the week that you are watching this. And let's just get straight to it. Honestly, this episode, I am going on a rant, okay? Don't mind me. If you do not have the capacity for a rant today, skip. Next, okay? If you do, stick with me here because I am heated today, okay? It is trendy these days, for whatever reason, to not show emotion. People will be like, it's really not that deep. No, but it is. I'm sorry you have approximately one brain cell. That it's not that deep people that I really have a bone to pick with, okay? Trust me. I'd be saying it's not that deep as a joke, all right? Like, when appropriate. But for real, like I'm talking real life circumstances and situations that you are trying to address with people and they hit you with that it's not that deep. I absolutely cannot believe that we have created a society or atmosphere or trend almost to make it so like simpy or wrong or like just looked down upon for having feelings, thoughts, emotions, and expressing them. Like how absolutely crazy is that? How little knowledge do you have of your own understanding to really sit there and diminish someone else's thoughts and feelings, whether it's to do with a conflict or to do with something they're passionate about or anything. People be like, oh, you're doing too much. You're probably not doing enough. Like, what? To me, that is absolutely, and I have such a bone to pick with this, because when you see people out there living their absolute dreams or trying to live their dreams, okay, suddenly it's like, oh, they're trying too hard. They're doing too much. Okay, you're just a hater. Like, you're literally just a hater. You're just not doing, you wish you were doing that. Let's be real. You wish you were doing that. And you're just hating because they're doing it, okay? Oh my goodness. Like, this just gets me, like, I'm sweating. I'm hot. Like, I'm heated. Like, it's so irritating to me because are you a hologram to sit here and really shut down what people are putting out to the world, okay? This is what we're dealing with today. Okay, let's back it up. A little bit of context, all right? If you know me in real life, right, I am a super passionate and heated person. By heated, I mean like, I will say what I want to say. I'm working on my short-temperedness. I've been told, all right, like I say stuff, right? And when I am having like a little bit of a altercation, whoa, that's like a really deep word, discussion, heated discussion with someone and I am putting my points across, for me, the most annoying thing is the nonchalant, it's not that deep human sitting there trying to be all stoic, trying to be all wise and be like, you're just angry. So whatever you say is not valid. What? Like, okay, I understand controlling anger. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to preach anger, all right? Like, I'm working on it myself. I'm just giving you an example and context of, like, it doesn't have to be associated with anger, is what I'm trying to say. It could be associated with sadness, happiness, whatever it might be. But, like, it's those people in the room that are so nonchalant, have not a single care in the world, who believe they are the wisest in the room, okay? Let me be the first to burst your bubble and tell you, wisdom at its truest form, true wisdom, is neutrally understanding both sides of a perspective, assessing both ends, resonating and really feeling both sides of a given spectrum. So how are you gonna sit here and just be like, it's not that deep, I don't know, like I just, or, you know, and just feel so good about it. Like, what sort of high horse are you on here is my question. Human connection is literally what we are biologically supposed to do, okay? It is a survival technique. It is a survival strategy, whatever. And a coping mechanism, it is how our ancestors literally like through communication, through human connection is how we advanced, all right? And to take that away in today's day and age where it is so almost like, not to use the word weird, but like for lack of a better term, like have all these like curated like images of each person displayed on the internet with other people. I understand having different versions of yourself and having different levels of intimacy with different people. I mean, obviously, but I just mean in terms of like people giving other people the space and the acceptance to really express who they are. I feel as though I'm not sitting here and saying that you should be oversharing, and if you're angry, you yell at a person, and if, I'm not trying to say that. Obviously, this is within limits, and you know, the person that you're dealing with, if they have the capacity to handle whatever it is that you're gonna talk about, right? But there's just no more room for it, I feel, these days. And trust me, this is not coming, like, I know I started this saying, like, I am going on a rant, like, this is not coming from something that has happened, like, recently. I just was thinking about it, and I was just, it actually stemmed from, like, an Instagram post that I saw from, like, a content creator, and they wrote, like, a long caption, and everyone in the comments, like, that comment section did not pass the vibe check. Let me just tell you. I was just reading the comments and I was like, are you for real right now? Like, this girl is just writing a long ass caption to explain how she feels. And it's always the people that are like, you don't need to explain yourself. You're just explaining yourself because you're wrong. What? In what logic does that make sense? Everyone has the right to explain themselves, right? Like, I was reading that comment section, and that is really what stemmed this whole topic that I'm talking about, of these nonchalant people thinking that they're better than people sharing their feelings in public. Please tell me, like, that makes absolutely no sense to me, okay? I just feel like we shy away so much from presenting how we truly feel because of the way that it is now seen. It's seen as a form of weakness, when in reality, you have definitely more advanced cognitive abilities if you're gonna sit there and really put out what you're creating, saying, feeling, etc., right? And for me, in times of conflict, if I truly care about you, and I've spoken to my girls about this, and I know so many other people feel this way, like, I'm just here to further emphasize and like touch on that. And the point is that if you truly care about someone, take that time to tell them how you feel, and also put across, if they wronged you, they deserve to know, you deserve to tell them if you really care about this person. If you don't, then there is no need for that. There is absolutely no need for that. Why are we wasting breath? So in times like this, right, if we're taking a situation of conflict, okay, and you are sitting here and you are telling someone, hey, I really didn't like how you treated me in this occasion, and it made me feel XYZ, and I just appreciate if you didn't, do that again, or, that was kind of rude and you're expecting an apology, whatever. And that person hits you with the, it's not that deep, right? Wow. First of all, wow, that person not meant to be in your life. Second of all, people can literally only meet you as deep as they've met themselves. So when I really internalized that, I realized where to really pour my energies into, and into what people, into what activities, into what environments, and so on. On the flip side of this, just to play devil's advocate here, I wanted to also talk about the law of detachment. Okay, this is where, for me, my identity crisis comes in. I am a spiritual person, okay? If you are, then you know where I'm going with this. A lot of the times, like the whole law of detachment and mindfulness practices this whole like almost neutral, nonchalant behavior, okay? Because I'm like, on one hand, it really is that deep, and we really should be. Like, why are we holding back? Like, we are here to connect with people, to talk to people, to experience things with people, etc. But on the other hand, for your own peace of mind, the law of detachment does really protect your peace, okay? It does. And so does, practicing mindfulness, and especially if you meditate, and just really letting your thoughts be thoughts and just moving on and observing your thoughts and just seeing them as merely thoughts and nothing else. It just makes you realize, like, okay, wait, it really isn't that deep though. Again, I'm literally just playing devil's advocate. I'm only contradicting myself here because, like, while like that stuff is super frustrating with the whole it's not that deep thing, at the same time, when you are practicing mindfulness and detachment and stoicism and whatever else like you might be practicing that, requires you to just observe your thoughts and take them as thoughts and not anything further, it does really protect your mental health, your peace of mind, and it protects your peace, okay? But how many of us can agree at this point, to be real? I've protected my peace so much to the point where like I'm literally like, okay, I'm bored, so it's just so difficult to really gauge like where in the spectrum to be. And honestly, if you're watching this and please let your girl know. I would love to know, because as much as I practice what I preach in the sense of like, of course, like when someone shares their feelings with me, I never sit there and be like, dude, it's literally not that deep. Like, I don't know why you're telling me this. It's like, how, like, I never do that because I've been on the other side, so I understand, and I would never do that to someone else. What I'm saying is people should have a balance, right? It's just like, where does that balance lie, right? Touching back on what I said earlier about if you care about the person, obviously they should receive your thoughts and your feelings, and you have absolute right to tell them how you're feeling and if they wronged you or if something happened. But at the same time, I guess the balance really comes in when you don't care about the person, is when you practice this detachment, is when you practice this mindfulness. And okay, you know what? I am going to let this go. I am going to shove this under the rug. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to judge how I feel, how they might feel. I'm just going to let this go. So I guess it really comes down to who you value, right? I guess that's where you find the balance. I guess that's where, depending on who you value, what they mean to you, who they are to you, is how you would go about approaching this. And again, I'm just here to think out loud. I honestly feel like after the pandemic as well, like we are so beyond isolated already. Like if you love someone, tell them you love them. Duh. If you find someone hilarious, tell them they are fucking funny. Like, I just don't see the need for us to be holding back. If you want to be sharing stuff online, or if you feel like writing a poem and sharing that, share it. And people who think that you're too deep and you're doing too much, honestly, we leave them behind, okay? Because there's no time for that. If you have any idea how to navigate this and what your thoughts are, I would love to hear them, to be honest, because I struggle with this all the time because I'm a super passionate person. I feel like you guys have heard me say this like every single episode. It's literally true. Like that's just how I live my life. And I feel always so torn because at the same time, I do try my absolute best to let go, to be detached, obviously in a balanced, healthy way. And there's just always such a fine line. And if you have any, this is like, what is this? A PSA, I guess. If you have any way of, navigating it that works for you, I would love to hear about it. And I'd love if you guys spoke about it, because end of the day, we're just a little community, and I'd love for us to learn from each other and help each other and share different perspectives. And hopefully I will be able to bring different perspectives to you guys super soon when I get guests on the show, which will be super exciting. So until then, I hope that you stay tuned. I hope you're not too bored of me by myself, but I can promise you that I'm all about perspectives and I'm all about understanding other people. And just as much as I love talking my talk, I believe other people have the right to talk their talk. And that's why I really want people to come sit right here and talk their talk with me. And until then, I hope you stick around, and I hope you have a lovely day and a beautiful day. And thank you for tuning in, and bye. Also, shameless plug, follow the gram at identitycrisis.mp3, linked in bio. I feel so funny doing this because I've done this my whole life as a joke and now I'm doing this for real. It's so funny. Anyways, follow me on Instagram, follow the pod, follow my personal, subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated, follow me on Spotify and Apple Music. I really gotta get on Google, huh? Who listens to Google podcasts? Let me know if I'm missing out on that. Anyways, all right, peace.